There are no accidents. Yay! There's a high wind advisory over the grapevine, so if you're headed into Southern California, please be careful. And if you're going up the foothills, you need chains. They are required, even lower than you might think. That is your Kiss Country Right Now traffic.
All right, exciting day around here. In fact, I can tell you're real giddy this morning for good reason, Jody Jo.
I am just indulge me for just a minute. As of last Monday, I have successfully completed 15 rounds of chemotherapy.
Wow.
After today, I will finish the 16th and be completely done with chemo if all goes well.
Good job.
I just have to not have a temperature between now and 10 o'clock this morning.
You can do it.
This means that today I will have my last treatment of chemotherapy. It all started in July and strangely has felt like it has just flown by amazingly fast. I've been so blessed with a team of doctors who have treated me on a weekly basis, and I was trying to think of a great gift for all of them to say thank you. I looked on Pinterest and I thought about it. I was asking each one of the people, what they wanted, but my sister Nicole reminded me that I can give them something that no one else can, is the gift of being thanked on Kiss Country.
There you go.
So for a few minutes, I ask that you indulge me a little bit and allow me to say thank you to the team that has literally saved my life and the life of so many other women that I have talked to in the Valley. My oncologist, and I haven't talked about this on the air yet, is Dr. Perkins, and I'm going to cry talking about
No, I know you will. I can see you're tearing up already, which is understandable.
And my oncologist is Dr. Perkins, and he is a rock star. If you were at the Komen Race for a Cure, he spoke, and he has treated thousands of women in the Valley, and he has just been amazing to me. He's very blunt with what he says, and he's very to the matter of fact and to the point, but he really does what he needs to do to save the lives of all these women that I've seen come in and out of his office. When you first walk into the office is Foxy Roxy. I love her. She goes out of her way to make sure she gets to know you, and whoever was with me for treatment, she knew if it was my sister or my friend Gina, or she says, I've never seen this person. Who is this? And made sure she introduced herself. She remembered my preference at appointment times, made me feel welcome. And then Juanita, she sits right next to Roxy in the front desk, and she's another smiling face that when you walk in, and every week she just remembered my name, and to me that is super important to remember who I am. And they did this for every woman that walked through the door, not just me. Then Michelle, she weighed me, and I always tease that Michelle and I have the worst relationship possible because she sees me at my worst. I can handle the chemotherapy. I can handle being poked and prodded. What I can't handle is being weighed. I don't want to see what I weigh.
I don't blame you on that, Jody. I kind of look away from the scale when I step on that thing.
So Michelle always makes me feel just special and just important. And then the party starts. I go back to the infusion room, and then Katie and Susan are my infusion nurses. They're gentle, they're kind, they're friendly, they're patient, amazing. They care about each and every one of us, and probably two of my favorite people in the entire office. They draw my blood through my port, and then I have to wait around and see if my levels are high enough to actually get my chemotherapy, and then they start me on my chemotherapy drip. And they've always have a smile on their face, and they keep the conversation going. They remember my kids' names. They remember what I've been doing for that weekend. Just the whole staff is amazing. Then Lindsay is usually the one that takes me back to the doctor's room and takes my vitals, asks me questions about how I'm feeling, and makes me feel less anxious about the whole appointment. And then I see Lonnie or Dr. Perkins. Lonnie is the nurse practitioner in the office. She's very encouraging on a weekly basis. Even if there's something not all the way right, she brings up a positive way to look at it, or a positive way to fix it or make it better. And she's just... I love her. Everybody at the office. I can't say it enough.
Well, you call it the party. It must not always be that bad.
It is a big party when I get there. And then after that, Dr. Jeff Shinoda, he's my pharmacist. He brings out the bags of chemo, but he's great. And him and his wife, Stacy, are always at all of our $5 concerts. He's ready to recap that week's Sons of Anarchy with me. He's always anxious to talk about it because we usually have just seen it, and then we'll jibber-jabber about what's going on that week. And he was the one that gave me all the advice on what I can and cannot eat. And he reminded me that sushi was a bad idea. Oh. I can eat anything that's not raw.
Are you a sushi fan, though?
I love sushi. In fact, I posted on Facebook once that I was anxious about sushi. And so the next time I come in, he goes, why don't you ask your Japanese pharmacist about sushi? And I was like, well, Dr. Shinoda, why don't you tell me all about sushi?
Well, how many days after today can you go about without having sushi?
I don't know.
Maybe this weekend?
That's one of my questions today for him. So,
right.
Dr. Shinoda, if you are listening, make sure I do have a question for you when I get there today. Also in the pharmacist department is John. He is great because your first treatment day, John's the one that brings out a teddy bear for you. And he does this little presentation and he gives the bear a name. And he's just the sweetest, shyest guy ever, but so nice. And I have to say a huge thank you to Shannon, who's a financial genius in an insurance whiz. She made it easy for me to concentrate on getting well instead of worrying about insurance or money.
You shouldn't have to worry about that stuff when you're going through that.
And then there's Megan and Sarah and a ton of other people at Dr. Perkins' office that made me feel important and safe. And if I forgot anybody, I'm really sorry. I blame it on chemo brain. But I have had the most amazing experience at Dr. Perkins' office. And I'm really honestly sad that this is my last one because they become such a big part of your life.
Wow.
And every week. And then when I was first doing my treatments, I would go in for 5 days after my treatments and get shots. So it's like every day I saw these people. And they have become a huge part of my life. And I will go back and visit, but I'm excited and sad all at the same time.
Oh, don't be sad about that. It's a really good thing. But you know what? Like you said, you can go over there and say hi to them anytime, and maybe they'll have a plate of sushi ready for you. That's awesome,
great.
Jody. Glad to see you're feeling better, too.
Thank you, Jason. And thank you, everybody who has been on my team and helped me get well.
Oh, you want a tissue?
Yes.